but he kept on giving him a chance to get up. And each and every time Tim Boetsch tries to tackle him, he just kept on pounding, and just got to the point where the referee had to stop the fight. So excellent job on the referee's part on that, because Tim Boetsch could not have taken any more of the beating. I mean, he's a tough son of a bitch, but he couldn't take any more. I mean, enough's enough. And so Costa, Philippou, excellent victory on your part. I mean, not to take anything away from you. You did an excellent job tonight in defeating Tim Boetsch. So congratulations. And in the co-main event, oh my goodness, this is one of my excellent fights right here. Jim Miller versus Joe Lauzon. And the winner via unanimous decision is Jim Miller. I mean, oh my goodness, this had to be the best fight of the year, if anything. I mean, this was blood all over the place. I mean, Jim Miller, of course, started throwing nice elbows. Nice, I mean, we're talking about Muay Thai elbows aggressively towards Joe Lauzon, busting him up to a point where it's remained there, and every time when the fight happens, despite the Vaseline attempts and everything, Joe Lauzon's head would drip like a fountain to such a degree that Joe Rogan even said that he can donate that amount of blood that he lost, could have donated at least three people, you know? I mean, that's how much blood he was losing. But at the same time, though, Joe Lauzon was not going to be denied. He came back. He kept on, throwing some nice, good punches, nice kicks, even attempted like submission holds for leg locks. And I mean, it was just went back and forth. It was just a vicious battle. Even to a point where Joe Lauzon even gave Jim Miller a cut by the third round, and he got cut and he was bleeding profusely. So it was a bloody, drag out fight. I mean, it was a survival fight of the fittest. And man, they just went at it. Joe Lauzon didn't go down. Every time he got cleaned up, he was starting to get a second win, but Jim Miller just kept on getting some good combos and everything else too. But at the same time, Joe Lauzon attempted a leg submission in the second round. But in the third round, what really happened was he even did a flying leg takedown, and they actually put him down and actually attempted with a leg lock, but instead Jim Miller was able to escape. He actually transitioned into a guillotine where he flipped him over and even had him to a point where he was even trying to trap his arm with his legs and things like that. I mean, really awesome submission attempts. Jim Miller even tried to do a gogoplata on Joe Lauzon, but it wasn't working. So there was a lot of things that went on. I mean, it was such a nice, and even the slugfest was great too. The kicks was great. Oh my goodness. I mean, leg kicks were more like the sweeping leg kicks from the inside. So there was attempts of even that. Then Joe Lauzon did it back to him. It just reminded me so much of the Forrest Griffin versus Stephan Varner fight the first time. The only difference was this. I believe this surpassed it. If anything, I believe this surpassed it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Jim Miller versus Joe Lauzon fight surpassed Forrest Griffin and Stephan Varner won? Let me know what you think, because I think it did. I think it has surpassed it. It just, everything with the kitchen sink was thrown. It was just incredible, and I loved it. It was, Joe Rogan was talking about the fight of the night. I know that this should be a fight of the year, if anything. So now that's how a co-main event should be. That's how a co-main event should be. So congratulations, though, Jim Miller, on your excellent victory, and kudos to Joe Lauzon for an excellent outing too. Both men deserve my respect. Believe me, they do. So, oh my goodness, future lightweight champions is all I get to say for both of those guys. Future lightweight champions somewhere down the road for those guys. And speaking of championships, in the main event, the UFC Heavyweight Championship was on the line as the champion Junior Dos Santos went against the very man that he defeated on the UFC Fox debut, Cain Velasquez. So this is the rematch, of course. Now that Cain Velasquez is the challenger, is a rematch from the fact that Junior Dos Santos, in the first outing, took the championship away from Cain Velasquez in 64-second knockout victory. So, and of course, supposedly they said that Cain Velasquez was injured and so forth, and he had a bunch of plague of injuries anyway, even before that. But even then though, I will say this. Let me put it to you like this. Who is the winner? and new UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez via a unanimous decision. Yes. Cain Velasquez finally regained what was rightfully his after a year of waiting. Not necessarily waiting, but he had to actually fought Bigfoot Tim Silva in order to become the number one contender to get his title back. And how he did it was unanimous decision by, first of all, pounding Junior Santos senseless all over the place, especially in the first round. He really tried to take Junior Santos down. Junior Santos looked really good. He looked like he wasn't going to get taken down. He kept on slipping away, various things like that. But finally, Cain Velasquez was finally able to, rock him with a nice straight punch to the face that really started to really rock Junior Santos to a point where he was finally getting the takedowns. He was controlling Junior Santos not only on the fence, he got in a pound of him. He had him on the fence where he was controlling him. But Junior Santos was not going to be denied either. I mean, this is why he was a champion to begin with, Junior Santos. He had a heart. He had determination. He was not going to go down that easily, and he did not go down of anything. He just kept on hanging for dear life. But there are times, though, he kept on throwing good knees. He kept on throwing good, shots to Cain Velasquez's face and head. And, oh, my goodness, I mean, it got to a point where Cain Velasquez was starting to even get tired himself, starting in the first round. I mean, not the first round, third round, Third round that he was starting to be exhausted. I've never seen Cain Velasquez exhausted before. But I mean, basically, he's supposed to have a super cardio for a heavyweight, and yeah, he was getting exhausted too. Couldn't really finish off Junior Dos Santos like he wanted to. And I thought he was going to finish him off in the first round, but Junior Dos Santos survived that. But man, I mean, Junior Dos Santos has that heart, of a champion the way he did, and so. But at the same time, Cain Velasquez just kept the pressure going, despite the exhaustion that he's experienced. He kept it going. He kept on hitting him. He kept on taking him down, doing all kinds of submission. He even tried to submit him with an armbar, but Junior Dos Santos just turning around and trying to ground upon him, but that didn't him any good. So it just went all 5 rounds basically like that. And of course, by the 4th or 5th round, Junior Dos Santos was improving a little bit with his mobility and various other things, but it just wasn't meant to be. And then, of course, when it came down to the judge's decision, that's when they rewarded him the unanimous decision, and Cain Velasquez is now new UFC heavyweight champion. So congratulations, Cain Velasquez, on your comeback and regaining the UFC heavyweight championship. And now Junior Dos Santos has now also tasted defeat because he was undefeated even prior to that. So, wow, what a way to take it back from the man that he got beaten by. And so, now what's next? Oh my goodness, I would hope that that Junior Dos Santos will either fight Alistair Overeem when he gets back, depending on how soon Alistair Overeem gets back from his suspension due to the steroid use. Or maybe there should be a media rematch for this. I mean, wow. I mean, just imagine Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos 3. Now that will be something. Or maybe, like I said, or actually too, supposedly from what I was told too, that Stefan Struve was supposed to be the next contender for it. Let's see what happens with that too. I mean, there's so many. This heavyweight division has gotten so excited now that anything can happen now, and a lot of things could come about. But definitely, what I also want to see too is Junior Dos Santos versus Alistair Overeem, because these two have a bit of a heated verbal rivalry that they've been having, to a point where Junior Dos Santos even has been very, vocal against Alistair Overeem, and Alistair Overeem has been just as vocal against Junior Dos Santos too. So, who knows? Maybe there could be a fight within these two as well. But in any event, though, Cain Velasquez walks away as your new UFC heavyweight champion once again. And you know what? And the thing about it is with Cain Velasquez, though, this time he was better than he was before. I mean, sure. I mean, this is the Cain Velasquez we've used to seeing him, dominating guys like Ben Rothwell, Brock Lesnar, and so forth. But this time around, even though he was not as dominant like he was against Brock Lesnar, I really truly feel it was more satisfying to beat a man, especially the same man that beat you, and when you come and have a rematch and you're able to take it back from him it has to be really sweet for Cain Velasquez. And I know he's happier tonight now than he was about a couple years ago when he did beat Brock Lesnar to become the first time UFC heavyweight champion. So, wow, kudos to Cain Velasquez and kudos to Junior Dos Santos for showing the heart that he has shown. I mean, wow, this also has to be one of the best fights of the year too. I just feel that Jim Miller and Joe Lauzon topped that one instead. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos is the best fight of the year, or do you think Jim Miller or Joe Lauzon, or do you think what other fights do you guys feel is the best fights of the year? I'd like to get your thoughts, if anything. So, that's basically it. I mean, like I said, this is a closing of the 2012 year, and now 2013 is just around the corner. And I know there's going to be more exciting fights to come, more exciting events to come in the years. And now, especially now that 2012 has been out of a lot of people's systems, now let's hope that we can all really move on to bigger and better things and better, brighter futures ahead of us. So, wow, what an event. What an event this was. What do you guys think? Anyways, I'm going to get going. Definitely, I just want to wish you guys once again a happy and safe New Year, and please be safe celebrating New Year's Eve while you're out partying, and not just that, but also even tonight, during the weekend. From here to the New Year's Day, be safe, everybody. Just be safe, and take care. Healing, it is all that is.